Good afternoon, everyone! Wow, and a special welcome to Sobat Amerika from UIN Jakarta! Hello, how are you guys doing today? Yeah, and what about Universitas Negeri Jakarta? Hello! Wow, love the spirit, everybody. So thank you so much for coming, even though it's raining outside, but thank you so much for coming, everyone. We really appreciate it. So welcome to At America. We are the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and our mission here is to provide a space for you to explore, express, and experience American culture through our events. My name is Dila, and I'll be your MC for today's special event. All right, students, are you ready to level up your English speaking skills? One more, are you ready to level up your English speaking skills? Wow, and today we'll learn the differences between Indonesian and American public speaking styles. We're also gonna explore the 4 E's of memorable public speaking and also pick up some cool American idioms and phrases and actually practice speaking. So yes, this is not just a listening session, you will also participate too, and we'll wrap things up with Q&A session with our amazing speaker. So welcome to today's program with a title, Unlock Your American Public Speaking Power in partnership with RELO! Yay! And before we start, I have a trivia questions for people who are joining us online. And the question is, in public speaking, idioms are mainly used to, is it A, replace formal vocabulary, or B, make speeches more natural and engaging, or C, show advanced grammar rules, or D, confuse the audience? So if you know the answer, please submit it to our social media, and if you get it right, you will get a live shout-out from us by the end of this session. Now moving on to our main event, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. She is an English language fellow from RELO, so please give a warm welcome to Maddie!
Hello, everyone. How are you today? You all have safely arrived from the rain outside. Everyone's okay? All right, good. Well, I'm so excited to be here with you today to talk about American-style public speaking. So, before I begin, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So you might have noticed my very long name, Magdalena Rojas Lynch. And maybe you were even wondering, wait a minute, that name doesn't sound like typical American name like Taylor Swift or Sabrina Carpenter. What's going on with that? Yeah, so my name is actually in the Spanish style. My father is an immigrant from a Spanish-speaking country, so I have a very long Spanish-style name, but you can call me Maddie. Maddie. You do not have to call me Boo Maddie. You can just call me Maddie. But if you really feel uncomfortable only with my name, you can say Miss Maddie as well. That's fine. So I am from the great state of New York. Woo! Anybody want to visit New York in the future? Yeah! Awesome. Wonderful. So I'm originally from New York in the United States, but I'm so happy to be here in Indonesia. This is actually my second year in Indonesia. I lived here for about a year and a half, and I'm something called an English language fellow. So what that means is I work as a guest lecturer in Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia in Bandung, UPI Bandung. And I also get to go and travel around Indonesia and give workshops and conferences and presentations like this. So I'm so excited to be here with you today. But before I was an English language fellow, I was actually an English teacher in the United States. So my job is an English teacher, but it's also to teach future teachers about how they can be good teachers in their classrooms. So in my job as an English language fellow, I have seen a lot of public speaking. And I've also done a lot of public speaking. And I've started to notice some interesting differences between the way that public speaking is done in Indonesia and the way that I usually do it from my American culture. And so I'm so excited to talk with you today about some of those unique differences. Okay, so before we start, I'm a teacher, so I, of course, want to get you talking to each other. I have a question. When you think about the skills of a good public speaker, what are those skills? Can you think of any examples? So I'd like for you to do something called a turn and talk, which is just where you find somebody next to you and you turn to them and you ask them this question, you listen to their answer, and then you switch. Okay? All right, so go ahead, turn and talk, and ask somebody close to you this question. For this part, could I get some help with getting answers from the audience? Is that okay? Okay, great. Okay. Please finish your conversation in 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now I'd like to ask if there are any brave volunteers in the audience that would like to share what they talked about. Do I have any volunteers that want to share their answer?
All right, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Gundala Putra Petir. They call me Putra, but more interesting, Thunder. So the question is, what skills does a good public speaker have? So I have 2 skills for during public speakings. The first one is gestures, and the second one is also body language. So the body language, which means we can understand the audience what we are saying during speaking in front of people. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. A round of applause. Excellent. Gestures and body language. Absolutely. I love it. Another volunteer to share their answer?
Okay, hi, I'm Kathy. I just want to share a little bit of knowledge related to public speaking, especially. So this is Yasin is learning public speaking as well. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for coming.
He's still very young. He's in the 2nd grade, right, Yasin, right now? Oh, the 4th grade. I forgot. Okay. So one of the skills would be confident, and then the other thing would be, I would say, hook the audience and understand the audience, which means that you really need to get to know the audience. What would they aim for? What's the purpose of their coming? And listen to you. So those 2 skills, which are necessary for them to kind of hum into it. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Excellent. I love what you said. Yeah, so hooking the audience, getting the audience interested, and also knowing your audience and knowing what they would want to hear about. Excellent. I love it. So the reason why I asked you about what you think are the good public speaking skills is because I want to start by sharing a few differences that I have noticed in my time here in Indonesia between the American public speaking style and the Indonesian public speaking style. And I want to make sure that you all know that I'm not saying that this is true for everybody. Of course, everyone has their own way of speaking, so it's not that everyone does these things in America and everyone does these things in Indonesia, but these are just a few trends that I have noticed. And I think they come from culture. Our culture influences how we present ourselves in the world. And so I think it's interesting to think about, what are some of the differences between our public speaking styles influenced by our culture? So the first difference that I've noticed is communication style. So in the American style, we are very direct. We say exactly what we're thinking. And sometimes we're even a little assertive about it, strong in our opinion. It's very normal to use the word I a lot and talk about your perspective, your opinion. I believe, I think, in my opinion. So for example, in the American style, someone might say something like, I believe this solution will most certainly change the future. It's very strong. I believe this will certainly change the future. Very direct, right? Now, in the Indonesian style, I've noticed that the communication is more indirect and that it's important to be more modest and not come across as though you are bragging or that you really believe something, being very modest. So someone might say, we, not I, right? We, because it's more important to involve everybody, we've found an idea that could be useful for us. So they're not saying with certainty because they're trying to be modest and include everybody. Do you see the difference? Yeah, so it's very interesting. So today, in the American style, we'll practice a little bit more using the I believe. And if that feels a little uncomfortable for you, just try to imagine you're trying your American style, okay? All right, another difference that I've noticed is the relationship between the speaker and the audience. In the American style, we really try to have equal footing, meaning we want to engage. We want to try to build a relationship with everybody in the audience. You might have noticed right now, I'm walking around, I'm looking at you all, I'm trying to make eye contact with people. It's because I'm trying to create a connection. I'm trying to show that I value your opinion and I want you to be part of the presentation. I don't feel like I'm the only expert, kind of building equality. So another part of the American style is that storytelling and sharing about a personal experience is very normal. We try to share a little bit about ourselves to build a connection with the audience. Now, in the Indonesian style, I've noticed that it's more normal to have formality and hierarchy. And if there's a person who's considered more senior or more elder, then it's very important to show respect to that person and make sure that that person has the most time speaking, right? And so as a result, politeness and formality are focused on. So it might be more normal for a person who's very senior to just be standing and you would all be listening and showing respect to that person, right? But in the American style, I'm going to be walking around and looking at you and trying to build a connection with all of you because I want us all to feel equal. Do you see the difference? Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. All right. Another difference is emotional expression. People tell me all of the time, "You're so expressive, miss. You make so many faces." And I say, I don't know. I think it's just because I'm American. I think Americans make a lot of expressions on their face, lots of engagement. We like to smile. We like to have big expressions. And with public speaking, gestures, standing, movement, right? I'm moving around a lot. I'm looking around. And varied tones of my voice. I like to go up and down and use different tones to convey emotions. Whereas I've noticed, especially again with people who have more seniority or hierarchy, it might be more calm. It might even be more quiet. As Americans, we're very loud and we like to express our voice. But I think that sometimes Indonesians, depending on the culture, would be more quiet and soft-spoken. So less movements, not as much walking around the room like an American. Do you notice the difference? Can you see it? Yeah, okay. All right. And then finally, purpose and impact. So in the American public speaking style, our goal is often persuasion, meaning we want to inspire, influence, or make our ideas stand out. So for us, successful public speaking means being memorable. Did I say something, and will the people remember what I said? Compared to, I've noticed in the Indonesian style, the goal might be harmony, making sure that everybody feels respected, making sure that you have said thank you to everyone, thank you to this person, and thank you to this person, and thank you to this person, right? Making sure that we respect everyone and that we show harmony and credibility. So success might be maintaining that group harmony and showing gratitude and respect to everyone in the room. Do you see the difference here? Yeah. So again, not true for everyone, not true for every person, but these are some key differences that I've noticed. And so the reason why I tell you this is because today we're going to try out the American style, okay? We're going to try being direct, expressive, engaging, and our goal is inspiring. We want people to remember what we said. And so again, for some of us that might feel a little, ooh, oh my gosh, I don't know, can I do it? So I want you to try putting on your best American style personality today to help your public speaking be direct, expressive, engaging, and inspiring. All right, so how do we do this? How do we make our public speaking inspiring? I have a recommendation that I call the 4 E's of American style public speaking. They are emphasis and emotion, eye contact, expression, and empathy. So let me tell you what those mean. Okay, so emphasis and emotion, meaning that you say something louder and longer to draw attention to that word. Usually this would be a word that you think is important. Emotion, of course, is using different tones in your voice. If I'm excited about something, I want my voice to go up. But if I'm more serious about something, my voice might go down, and I'll change my tone and my emotion, okay? So let me show you an example. I'm going to read this is the same paragraph, but I'm going to read it once, no emphasis, or emotion. And then I'll read it again with emphasis and motion. You tell me which one you think is better, okay? All right. It is with great pleasure and deep honor that I welcome you all to this landmark occasion, where participants from all over Indonesia come together to practice their public speaking skills and improve their communication abilities in English. Thank you. Okay, all right. Now, let's try it with emphasis and emotion. It is with great pleasure and deep honor that I welcome you all to this landmark occasion where participants from all over Indonesia come together to practice their public speaking skills and improve their communication abilities in English. Oh, thank you. Which one did you think was better, number 1 or number 2? Yeah, right, because I use emphasis and emotion, okay? And you'll notice I have underlined a few words in yellow. This is a strategy that I use when I give speeches or remarks. I might underline the words that I want to emphasize because sometimes, especially if you're speaking in another language that's not your first language, you might get kind of nervous when you get up to the front, right? And you might forget the strategies and the ideas that you had for your speech. So my recommendation is to underline or highlight those words that you want to emphasize, okay? All right, so now, nope, not yet. I would like for you to practice. Practice this second, I guess they're the same, but practice reading in the second way, okay? So again, find a partner close to you and practice reading with emphasis and emotion. Go. Okay, finish your practicing. Okay. All right, once again, I'd like to invite a few volunteers to read with emphasis and emotion. Do I have any brave volunteers that want to try?
Okay, thank you. Should I? Okay. It is with great pleasure and deep honor that I welcome you all to this landmark occasion where participants from all over Indonesia come together to practice their public speaking skills and improve their communication abilities in English.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you so much. Another volunteer?
Okay, hello. It is with great pleasure and deep honor that I welcome you all to this landmark occasion where participants from all over Indonesia come together to practice their public speaking skills and improve their communication abilities in English.
Excellent. I'm loving the emphasis and emotion. One more, one last volunteer.
Hello. It is with great pleasure and deep honor and that I welcome you all to this landmark occasions where participants from all of over Indonesia come together to practice their public speaking skill and improve their communication abilities in English.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. So again, the first E of memorable public speaking is emphasis and emotion. Wonderful. Great. Okay. The second E is eye contact. Now, in American style, eye contact not only means looking up, but it also means trying to look around the room. Not only looking at one place, but having your eyes move throughout the room and trying to look at different people. Again, it's because we like to build a connection with people. So in American style, you're looking around the room, trying to look at as many people as you can. Okay? So the second E is eye contact. Wonderful. All right. The third E is expression. Now, expression is not only the faces that you make, also the body language that you use, but it can also be the phrases that you use. And later today, I'll share with you a few American English idioms and phrases that you can try in your speaking. So, normally, when I give a speech or a remarks, I try to think about what movements can I use while I tell this. So if I'm telling a story, I might say something like, first, I want to tell you a little bit about my experience. If I'm trying to convince somebody, I might put my hand on my heart and say, I believe that everyone can do this, right? If I'm trying to motivate, I might say, every single one of you can do it, and try to look at as many people as I can. A phrase that a lot of Americans like to use, maybe you know this, maybe you've heard this about achieving your dreams, is shoot for the stars. So I might go like this, shoot for the stars, and try to gesture what I want people to do. So again, expression, it's faces, but it's also body language and phrases that you use. So the third E of memorable public speaking is expression. Excellent, expression. Okay. All right, and then the last one, which is very important, is empathy. Empathy meaning the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. So again, in American style, it's very normal to use I and to share about yourself, maybe even share a personal story, and try to make the audience understand why your message is important. Again, we're trying to build a connection with our audience. So it's important that we feel comfortable sharing a little bit about our personal beliefs or our personal story to build that connection. So the fourth memorable public speaking skill is empathy. Wonderful. Okay. So once again, all four of them, if we're trying our memorable public speaking, we have emphasis and emotion, eye contact, expression, and empathy. Okay. So I'd like to show you an example of one of America's most famous public speakers. Not only one of the most famous public speakers, but one of the most famous people in history in America. His name is Martin Luther King Jr. Have you heard of him? Yeah. Actually, in America, we had a holiday on Monday to celebrate him. And he is very famous in America because he fought for everybody to have equal rights, no matter the color of the skin, no matter their background, no matter where they were from. He wanted everybody to have equal rights. And he created a very famous speech called the I Have a Dream speech, where he talks about his hopes for the future and for the country. And so we are going to watch a clip of his speech, and I want you to think about what examples of the American public speaking style you notice. Okay? All right. Wow, inspiring, right? Ugh. I have chills every time I listen to his. He's such an amazing public speaker. So, did you notice? I have a dream. Right? The gestures, the tones of his voice, the way that he speaks is a wonderful example of some of the things that I was talking about with the 4 E's. So, oops, I can go switch. I forgot I have the power. All right, we just learned about Martin Luther King's dream. Now, I want you to think about your dream. What are your ambitions? What do you want to have happen in your future? Is there something you want to improve about the world or your community, something that you want to become better? Why is this dream important to you? Take a moment to think about your dream. Could be for yourself, or it could be a bigger dream that you have for your community or for the world. Okay? And so today, we're going to practice writing a speech about our dream, and then we will practice giving the speech with the 4 E's of memorable public speaking. Okay? So let me show you my example of my dream that I want to have happen for me. And I will try to say it with the 4 E's of public speaking. Okay? All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to share a dream I have for my future. I have a dream that one day I will travel the world as an English teacher. I dream of visiting new countries, meeting people from different cultures, and using language to bring us closer together. I have a dream that I will stand in classrooms across the world, helping students find their voices in English. I have a dream that I will show people that learning a new language is not something to fear, but something to be proud of. This dream is important to me because I believe language has the power to connect people. I believe English can open doors to education, friendships, and opportunities people may have never imagined. If I stay focused and determined, I believe that I can inspire others to believe in themselves. One day, I hope to look back and say that I helped people feel confident, capable, and prepared to stand in their own light. This is my dream, and I am ready to chase it. Thank you. Thank you. Now, again, this is my dream. You are going to think about your dream, what your ambitions are, what you want to have happen in your future, and why that dream is important to you. So it does not have to be the same as mine. This was just an example, okay? All right, so now it's your turn to write and to think about your dream. And before we write, I want to share a couple of American idioms and phrases that you might be able to use in your speech. So when we talk about motivating and inspiring, we say things like, find my spark. which means discover what excites or motivates you. The sky's the limit. You can achieve anything. Stand in the light means to get attention for positive reasons. Rise to the occasion means to perform well when it really matters. And then for following your dreams, you could say take a leap of faith. I am ready to take a leap of faith, meaning doing something risky, even though you have no guarantee. Shoot for the stars, which we already talked about. Aim very high, even if success is not guaranteed. Or forge my own path, meaning create your own future instead of following others. So I want you to try to use at least one of these in your speech. Do not feel like you have to use them all, okay? Just one, maybe two if you really want to, but try using just one of these in your speech. Choose the one that you connect with, that you really believe in, okay? All right, so I have created a document that has this and also has my example. You can scan it to help you as you write your speech. But for now, I'd like to give you some time to begin to write a little bit about your dreams, okay? So what are your dreams? Why are they important to you? And how do you want to achieve them? So I believe we have some paper for participants. You may have your own pens and pencils. And we'll take a few minutes for you to write a little speech, not long. Don't worry, it does not have to be perfect, just a little bit. Okay? If you didn't bring a pen, you can write on your phone. No problem. It's okay. Has everybody already scanned this? Yeah? Okay. So we don't have that much time. So let's just focus on writing one paragraph, okay? Do not worry about writing a long speech. Let's just focus on writing the first paragraph of your speech, okay? Only one paragraph. And that paragraph can be about what your dream is. right, we have about 5 more minutes of time to write. So please remember, you do not have to write more than 1 paragraph. We're just trying the first paragraph of our speech. If you if you want to write more, you can. But 5 more minutes and then we will practice. So please try to finish what you are writing in 5 minutes. One more minute to finish writing what you can. Don't stress if you're not completely finished. It's okay. All right. Finish in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. I know many of you have not finished all that you want to finish. I understand. It's okay. That was not enough time to write a full speech. So don't worry if you only have a little bit. It's okay. But let's go to the next step about practicing our public speaking and a couple of tips for confidence. So, confidence is not something that you are automatically born with. For a lot of people, it just takes practice. Believe it or not, I was once nervous to do public speaking, but I have done it so many times over and over and over again that now it feels very normal for me. And I know it can be the same for each and every one of you. You can all be comfortable, confident public speakers if you practice, practice, practice. So we will practice today. Another recommendation I have is to take a deep breath. When you get nervous, your heart starts to go really fast, and then you start to speak really fast because you're nervous. Don't forget, take a breath. This will help your body calm down and feel ready to speak normal. Remember to have positive self-talk. Be careful about the voices that are going on inside your head. If you have a voice in your head that's saying, I can't do this. Oh, it's impossible. I'm so bad at public speaking. Say, hey, be quiet, voice. No, no, no. Positive self-talk in your head. I can do it. I can do it. I'm getting better. Each time I do this, I am improving. So be careful, have positive self-talk. And it's okay, especially in the American style, to say, I'm a little nervous. Hello, everyone. I'm a little nervous. This helps build a connection with your audience. So if you feel comfortable, you can even say, okay, everyone, good morning. I'm a little nervous, but I want to try. So please be patient, okay? All right, so now what I would like for us to do, again, I know that we have not finished our speech. We only have a little bit. But please find a person next to you again, and you're going to try reading your speech or reading what you have with the 4 E's, okay? With emphasis and emotion, eye contact, and expression. Okay? All right, go ahead. Find someone close to you. Not yet. Practice with a partner first. Okay, finish practicing in 3, 2, 1, and shh. Thank you. Okay, I'm so sorry to interrupt. They sounded amazing. The little bit that I was hearing, it sounds wonderful. So now I'd like to invite, we don't have time for many volunteers, but I'd like to invite one brave volunteer that would like to share their speech with the group. You want to choose?
It's Yeah, actually, it's a little bit nervous. Yeah, I'm sure that. Okay, hi everyone. Hi, good people here. Okay, let me introduce myself first. My name is Dinta. Yeah, you can call me Dinta as a friend. And I'm attending here with my best friend, Karim, there. Okay, I want to share a little bit of my dream. So, I stand, I standing on this stage to talk about something that is truly meaningful to me. I have my big dreams and ambitions in my life, where it's really amazing to share to you guys. I'm excited and commit to able to help many people around me who have a big problem, especially in mental health and education. This dream is very important to me because I love being in society to give benefit and also positive impact for everyone around me. Sure. And sorry. So I will continue to gain and enhance my huge knowledge more in psychology field where I can getting many good opportunities by studying and collaborating with more people out there who support and inspired me in. And the last point is, I truly believe that everyone here can catch sky's the limit. Thank you for attention.
Okay, thank you. That was incredible. One more round of applause. That was excellent. Amazing. And I know that so many other people would have also done an amazing job. I'm sorry we can't have more volunteers, but I hope that you keep your speeches, you practice them, and that you have an opportunity to practice in front of a large group and keep improving your public speaking. So, at this point, I want to say thank you so much, Terima kasih banyak, and semoga cita-citamu tercapai.
Yay, please give a big round of applause, everyone, to Maddie. Yay. All right, everyone, so this is a time for a Q&A session. We'll be having around 30 minutes for a Q&A. So if you would like to ask about her material today or her career and teaching experience, you can raise your hand. Anyone? Okay, so I saw over there. Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and Miss Maddie. First of all, I wanna introduce myself first. My name is Daryl Arinugroho. You can call me Daryl or Day. I'm from Upen, Fiji. I am the one people here. I am Upen, Fiji myself in this place. When the other UNJ and UIN, I am from Upen, Fiji. And I'm from, my majority is international relation or IR. So I'm kind of nervous, so I use my phone. So I'm so sorry. First, my question is, there's so many people say nervousness is natural in public, right? Public speaking, but some argue that accepting nervousness can limit a speaker's potential. So, do you think nervousness should be tolerated, managed, and completely eliminated? So, this example, good morning, everyone. Today, I want to share about like this. So, how does your approach affect the equality and credibility of your speech? Thank you.
Great question. Thank you for that question. Yeah. Um, My opinion is that, especially as you're just starting out public speaking, if you haven't had that much experience public speaking yet, of course it's okay to be nervous. Absolutely. You will always feel a little nervous if you are just beginning and you have only a little bit of experience. So I don't think that you need to stop yourself from being nervous. I just think you need to practice, practice, practice. Keep pushing yourself to public speak, be a moderator, give opening remarks, any opportunity that you can to public speak, take that opportunity. And I truly believe that the more and more and more that you public speak, the more comfortable you will feel. But when you're just beginning, I think it's completely okay to be nervous. And that's why I say just take your deep breath. I think it's okay, especially in the American style, it's okay to say I'm nervous. And I really do believe that the more experience you get, then you will start to feel more comfortable as time goes on. Did I answer your question? Is it answering your question? Yes, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions from Uin? Maybe Uin friends? Atau dari teman-teman UNJ? Oh iya, sebelah sana. Yang hijab hitam. Iya.
Good afternoon, UNJ, UIN, and UPN VJ. My name is Suci Putri Sabiev, and I want to ask you, what if we suddenly lose the material that we remembered on stage? Like we suddenly go, I did that often, so I have no idea how to handle myself when I got too nervous on stage. That is my only question. Thank you.
That's a great question. Thank you. Yeah. This has definitely happened to me. So you are not the only one. And if this has happened to somebody else, yes, this has also happened to me. I'll tell you my answer again from my American culture experience and what we do in our culture. We just kind of say, oh, I'm sorry. One moment. I lost my thought. And maybe you have some notes. Or you'll notice that for me, like I look back at my presentation, I have a presentation behind me. So I think it's completely okay to have some kind of material that will help you remember, whether it's a presentation or notes or a speech. And then if you lose your thought, I think just be honest and say, oh, I'm sorry, not enough coffee today, right? You can even make a joke. Oh, sorry. Did not get enough sleep last night, lost my thought, and just continue. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that make your speech completely ruined and have your confidence be completely ruined. Just keep going. That would be my advice. Yeah. Yeah. Great question. Yeah.
Hello, let me introduce myself. I'm Aska Dewi, and my question is, one of the characteristics of American public speaking is engagement. How do you engage your audience? What is your tips on how to engage and gain respect from your audience when, the characteristic of American public speaking is not about the hierarchy, it's not about who is someone that is talking in the front. Meanwhile, Indonesian public speaking, we really focusing on who is talking in the front. Like usually it is someone that we look up to or older. Now, how do you engage the audience? Meanwhile, you're not someone that is like older or someone that the audience look up to. How do you gain their respect and pay attention to what you're sharing to them? Thank you.
Great question. That is so true. Let me make sure that I understand your question as well. Are you saying that imagine that you yourself are the speaker, but your audience is somebody who's maybe older, has more hierarchy than you, so it might feel maybe uncomfortable to have confidence? Yeah, that's a great question. Absolutely. I have a phrase that I use called fake it till you make it. Have you heard this? Yeah? Okay. So fake it till you make it means pretend you have confidence, even if you don't have it yet. Or imagine that you already have the skills and experience that you one day hope to have, even if you don't have it yet. So I myself have been in this situation where I've had an audience of people that have more hierarchy than me, more seniority than me, are older than me, and I think, should I even be here? What could I possibly say to this group of people that know more than me? And I have to just remember, well, somebody asked me to be here. That must mean they saw potential in me. Somehow I have arrived here. That must mean that I have accomplished something. And I will never get better if I stop myself and don't try. So I guess I just have to fake it till I make it. And that would be my recommendation. I know it can be hard. It can be intimidating. But if you find yourself in a situation where you're feeling nervous, like I don't know what I could tell these people, just remember, well, you got there somehow. There was something in you that got you into that position, and you probably have a story to share or have something that those people need to learn. And it's important to share your story no matter what part of your life you are in. Yeah.
Okay, any other question? Yes.
Hello. My name is Yasin. And my question is, how is your teaching experience? Is it good, bad, or something else?
Thank you. What a great question. Let me repeat and make sure I heard it correctly. How has my teaching experience been? Is it good or bad? Was that your question? Yeah? Okay. Thank you for this question. My teaching experience has been excellent. It has been great. Thank you so much. I love working in Indonesia. I find Indonesian students to be so enthusiastic and friendly and excited. It has been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much for your question. Excellent. Great. Great job.
Any question from ONJ's side? Yes.
Okay. Hi, Miss Maddie. Yeah, I'm Zidan. Uh, I want to ask. Actually, I'm curious with your journey. You said that it's the second year for you to be in Indonesia. How did you adapt with the culture of Indonesia? Of course, we talk about the style of public speaking in America and Indonesia. We have the difference. And how did you adapt with that different culture? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. Yeah, there were definitely a lot of differences to adapt to. Number one for me probably being I'm from New York, which means I like to walk everywhere. So imagine me looking on Google Maps and thinking, oh, 20 minutes? I can walk there, and walking out in Indonesia, and then all of a sudden, shoom, 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 all the motorcycles and cars and beeping. That was certainly something to adapt to. But there have also been wonderful things. I love the openness, the friendliness, how everybody is so kind and so excited to talk with native speakers. So many people have been eager to talk with me. So it's just been wonderful in so many ways as well. I think something to remember when you go to another country is that you are a guest in that country and that is a privilege. I know that I have had an experience that many people want to have, the ability to live in another country. And so I try to remember that although there are things that I might have to adapt to, I also am so grateful to have the opportunity to be a guest in another country. And I think it's so beneficial, it's so good to learn about the differences. This will help me whenever I go to another country and I talk about all the wonderful things in Indonesia. If somebody asks me, what is Indonesia like? I'll be able to tell them about it. So yes, it does take adapting, but I think also it's such a wonderful privilege to be a guest in another country. And I always try to remember that whenever I'm adapting to something as well. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your question.
Okay, question from
Hi, Maddie. My name is Rivka, and I actually have a question for you. Wait, let me just. Okay, I think one of the things that is holding us back as Indonesian to practice public speaking in English is trying so hard to speak like natives. And I would love to know your take on this. Like, how could we master public speaking in English as an Indonesian without trying so hard to speak like natives? Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. This is an excellent question. Okay, how can you master your confidence in public speaking in English if you're not a native speaker? That's a great question. One thing that I want everybody to know and to remember is that there are significantly more people in the world that speak English as a second language compared to people who speak English as a native language. English does not belong to native speakers. It is a global language that people from all over the world can use to communicate with each other. So please remember that you do not have to be a native speaker. You do not have to have the skills of mastery. You do not have to think, oh, I've mastered English in order to feel confident. If you are brave enough to stand up and public speak, I think you're already a winner. I think you already should be so proud of yourself. But absolutely, I do not think that anybody who's learning English as a second language should pressure themselves to sound like a native speaker, because English is different everywhere. I sound different from an Australian. An Australian sounds different from someone from the UK. Someone from the UK sounds different from someone in India. Someone in Singapore sounds different from somebody in Malaysia. English is a global language. And so I would say don't pressure yourself to try to be like a native speaker. Stay true to yourself. If you want to use some English phrases, great, but don't put pressure on yourself to try to be a native speaker. It's a global language and it does not only belong to native speakers, it belongs to the world and to everyone.
Okay, another question from that side. Yes, untuk teman-teman dari UNJ, ya.
Okay, yeah, first of all, my name is Ryan Fonda. You can call me Ray, Miss Maddie. So, my question to you is this about public speaking, and that is when someone is nervous, for example, they were giving a material, all of a sudden they blank. Do you think it's okay for to improvise, like for example, make a joke or make random facts? Because I've seen a few people that I know from this campus and from different campus who are basically like that, and they were embarrassed themselves. And I want to know from you, do you think improvisation is okay during the public speaking session? That is all. Thank you.
Ooh, that's a great question. Improvisation, yeah. I remember earlier in the audience, somebody was talking about knowing your audience, right? And not only knowing your audience, but knowing the context. So I think, in my opinion, improvisation can be okay depending on the audience and the context. If it's a more serious situation, like a graduation ceremony or certificate ceremony where the vibe feels more formal, maybe in that situation you might not improvise, just say, excuse me, I apologize, keep going, and have it be more formal. But if it were something like this, it's a little more open, we're trying to encourage participation, then I would say absolutely improvise. And everybody has a different personality as well, right? So if your personality is something where you like to do that, it's easy for you. But yeah, I think it depends on context and how you think it would be received by the audience. Great question. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna start from here. Yes.
Okay, good afternoon, Maddie. My name is Alia. So once I had an experience where I faced a situation, like I try to engage the audience, but they all keep not giving any feedbacks. So when I say A, they keep nodding their head. When I say B, they also do the same. So my question is, how do you manage the situation by engaging them, like asking for the feedbacks or any other stuff? Thank you very much.
Great question. Thank you for this. I have also had this experience. In fact, I even had this experience the other day, very recently, where I was very high energy and I was engaging with the audience, and the audience was like, not giving me anything back, and I left it, and I thought, whoa, I was so bad. What happened? Sometimes your audience is just low energy. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes your audience maybe is just tired or stressed, and that will happen, and that's okay. So I think, first of all, just being kind to yourself and being patient and knowing that not every public speaking situation will be a success, and that's okay. But also, I would recommend maybe starting, if you really want your audience to engage and you're not sure that they will, you could start your presentation by saying, today I'm looking for a lot of audience engagement. I really want you all to participate. I don't want you all to just listen. I want you to respond. So that way they know before you start that that's what you're looking for and you want that from them. So that would be one recommendation, but again, sometimes our audiences are just tired or low energy and it's just not a success, and that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad public speaker or bad at English. It happens. It's happened to me, and I just think, whoa, that's not what I wanted. Okay, moving on. Hopefully tomorrow will be better, and it's okay. Try not to take it so heavy and personally if it happens.
Okay, one last question, everyone.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mohan Fatanibia, and I come from Arabic language education. Miss Maddie, from the beginning, I have noticed that you always and usually praise and appreciate every volunteer. So questionnaire and answer, like great question, so excellent. In my question, uh, is this the secret? So your success in public speaking? Thank you.
Ooh, and guess what I want to say? What a great question, but it's it's true. That's a great question. Wow, ooh, I love this question. I think that in public speaking, once you get more experience, you can show your personality. You can show your true self. And for me, I'm a teacher and I'm very extroverted and I like to give praise. So I think that's my personality. and I like to let it shine through in my public speaking. So, is it the key to my success? Ooh, I don't know. That's a great question, but I do think it is a part of my personality. And the more experience that I've had public speaking, the more I feel comfortable to just be myself and let my personality come through. So, I would encourage the same for you. Think about what your personality is and what your values are. And the more you get comfortable, let that personality shine through in your public speaking. Thank you.
Okay. Please give a big round of applause for Maddie, everyone. Wow. Do you all agree that it's a very insightful session that we had today? Wow, thank you so much, Maddie, for coming and sharing valuable lesson to us. And thank you so much for RELO for facilitating this event. And I hope you guys learned a lot from this event too. And a special thanks to Sobat Amerika from UIN Jakarta. Thank you so much for coming. And also Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Thank you so much for coming, guys. And thank you so much for coming, everyone here. So earlier, I asked a trivia question, and the question was, in public speaking, idioms are mainly used to. The answer is B, make speeches more natural and engaging. And shout out to @justcharindu from Instagram for getting it right. To stay updated on our upcoming programs, don't forget to follow @America on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube channel. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. My name is Dila, and see you in the next @America event. Bye-bye. All right, everyone, we're gonna have a